Some of you guys might think this is crazy. Some of you might feel like, no way, this is woo-woo, this is out there. But I believe that the freedom you guys are actually looking for, the feeling that you're genuinely after in sales, that feeling of being successful, of being enough, of being lit up. I feel like that, because let me give you context before I tell you the lesson. I was making 20K plus months and I was miserable, right? Every win felt temporary. Every loss felt permanent. And it was success without peace. And I believe that's just a fancier form of suffering. Meaning, yes, you get to a higher financial state, but you still don't have the emotional freedom. It's like, I'll put it this way. You will know you've become truly rich, not when you hit a number, but when you feel peace, joy, and happiness, regardless of the number, right? The question I would ask is, are you flowing through life, learning, growing, just like creating from a place of passion, or are you grinding just to hit some metric to finally feel worthy, chasing validation that never sticks? Your identity, like, it just can't be tied to sales numbers, guys. You'll spiral every time things dip. And for me, the lesson was tapping into God. And that relationship is still something that is forming, and sharing that with you guys is vulnerable here. But I see now through that lens of faith that a big part of the reason why I struggled with feeling enough, having the emotional highs and lows, is because if you looked at my values, God was way down here and money was at the top. My identity, my sense of self-worth was tied to how much I made that day, that week, that month, right? And the irony of all this, guys, is that sales is meant to give you freedom. It's meant to give you freedom. Like, if you were to go ask anyone who starts in the sales game, so what's your motivation? Why do you want to do it? What are you looking for? Freedom. We all know that. Time, money, freedom, financial freedom, location freedom. But the biggest irony of them all is so many of you just build a new prison. You get financial freedom, but now you don't have emotional freedom because your identity is so tied into this. So that internal freedom, that emotional freedom, guys, that is an inside job. And I believe that starts with learning boundaries, that starts with learning how to say no, that also starts with learning how to say yes to God and say yes to something higher than yourself. Because when you guys can begin to tap into that, I believe that you will find the peace that you're looking for. You'll find the actual freedom. It's when you have the intersection of the skill sets, the finance, spirit, you take all these things together and your life will genuinely start to spiral upwards and you'll actually enjoy the process. And I'm really proud to say, not in some bragging way, but I feel peace in my life. I feel a sense of peace, and it's not something that I had the first 4 years of sales. And I believe I attribute that to finding a level of faith in God. I don't really care what that looks like for you, whether religion or formal or not, but genuinely cultivating that relationship. And what that looks like for me is I realized that I was so addicted to like my phone and to tech and reactive and just being in this reactive energy. And guys, I've decided that if you are reactive or if you're ever in a rushing energy, it's just so lame. Like that is a losing headspace to be in, right? So my takeaways for this, to be able to help you guys find that peace or find that faith, is set yourself up to win in the morning. Read something good. Like, this sounds so fucking basic, but most of you, if you're like me, you just didn't do it. You just check your damn phone, and in the morning, you have this moment when you wake up and you check your phone right away. You can either do that or go outside, go for a walk, take space away from tech. Because I believe if you guys can take space away from tech intentionally and start to do it on a recurring basis, then you're actually going to connect to that thing that's higher than yourself. It's going to give you the peace, the grounding, everything that you want, so that when you're on your sales calls, you can also show up the way you want and perform. And so guys, I'm really stoked that you made it to the end. I appreciate you sticking with me here. If you're still here, thank you for supporting me on this. I hope these lessons save you a few years, thousands of dollars. And if anything hit home, drop a comment and let me know what actually hit the hardest, right? What stood out for you? And subscribe, and comment, guys. And really want to support you guys to continue to grow and evolve. We know one last thing, that the real breakthrough here isn't in doing more, it's in becoming more. It's in that increase and in that multiplication. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.